Good morning one and all. In today's video, we will learn next point from your curriculum, that is about the connection object. This connection object, it is a part of the ADO.NET provider. Connection object, its name is indicating that it deals with the making the connection. So you can create a different connections. Now that connections can be Oracle connection, OLEDB connection, ODBC connection or SQL connection. We are going to focus only on the SQL connection. Now this connection object it provides with the unique session with the data source. So when a connection object creates a object and it is connected with the data source, then it will create unique session. That is, a session will be different for every connection object. It will provide the physical connection to your data source. Then it is now this, when we are establishing the connection, then some information we have to provide, that which data source we want to connect, among the data source what database we are really connecting. Then we have to write down the username and the password if we are providing the authentication of SQL authentication or any database authentication. If we are using Windows authentication, that information also we have to provide. So see, this some basic information about data source and database has to be provided when establishing the connection, and then connection will be established, and then you can access the data and perform the different operations on database. Now which are the different operations we can perform? We can insert some data into the database, we can delete some content, we can update some content. So these are some functionality we can perform with this connection object. Now once the connection has been established, now this picture, it is showing that this is a data adapter connected to the connection object, and this connection object, it is connected to the data source. Now here you can see the connection, it is an in between data adapter and the data source. Now data adapter, it is giving instruction in the form of the commands. Now what are these commands? You have learned about the SQL commands. SQL command, just like suppose you want to display all the table content, then what you write the query, that you are writing a query as in a select star from that particular table name. So in that way you are retrieving that particular command, that particular output from the table. So this way this command will be provided to the connection, and then connection will interact with the data source. Even this command, it is connected to the connection, one through data adapter, and in data adapter indirectly it is having the commands. So set of commands, command object, it is connected to the connection object. So command object, now what are the different command object? It contain addition of, that is insertion, updation, deletion of data to the data source. In the form of the queries, this command will be given to the connection, and then next connection will deal with this data source. Even this connection can create the transactions also. So what is a transaction? Transaction, that some operation we have to perform, and whether that operation has been successfully performed or not, according to that there are some rules. Now which are these rules? Such as a commit rule and the rollback rule. The commit means your operation has been successfully performed, then it will be committed, and if it is not successfully performed, if there is some kind of error, bug, then we have to roll back to the original position. For example, suppose you are transferring money from client A to client B, then in that case this transaction should be completed properly, successfully, the money should be transferred correctly, then commit will be happen. And rollback, if suppose there is some error, network error, connection error, there is no money in the account of A, client A, then in that case there should be a rollback of that particular operation. So these beginning of the transaction and performing the operations on the transaction can be performed with the help of the connection. So remember that first of all we have to establish a connection, then we can perform different operations on the data source. Once the operation is performed, then we have to close the connection. So it is simple. Anyway, you can compare this with your TCP/IP connection that you have performed in advanced Java programming. Or even you might have performed some database functionality with this advanced Java. So for that it is a connection oriented one. First establish connection, perform the operation, and then close the connection. So that is the role of this connection object in ASP.NET. Now which are the different data providers it can deal with? it can deal with the OLEDB, it can deal with the SQL, it can deal with the ODBC, even it can deal with the Oracle also. So if the data provider is OLEDB, then connection class will be OLEDB connection. Even all others all others commands, you can say, even the namespaces and whatever we will perform the operations, everywhere we will use this one, that is OLEDB connection, OLEDB commands, OLEDB data reader, and so on. So SQL, if it is SQL, that will be starting with the SQL and the connection. If it is ODBC, then ODBC and the connection. So this is about the connection object. Now connection object, we are focusing on the provider. Which provider? SQL connection, SQL data provider. Now how to make a SQL connection object? There are different ways that you can make a connection object with the SQL also. This is a standard one has been given. SQL connection, it is an object just like any C# object. So here you can see SQL connection con is equal to new SQL connection. So create this object con with this new SQL connection class. Now look at the parameters. Just focus on the parameters. Data source is equal to local. Now here data source means data that you want to connect. Now that data source, it is located at the local machine. It may be located at the remote machine. So according to that, you have to provide local machine IP address if it is on the remote machine, and so on. Then initial catalog. Initial catalog, here you have to provide name of the database. Now here Northwind, this is the name of the database. This is one example. So write down here name of the database that you have created and you want to connect it. Then integrated security. Now this integrated security, here you can connect to a data source with the help of authentication. Now there are two ways of authentication. One, you can use your system authentication, Windows authentication, or you can use this SQL authentication. If it is written as SSPI, then it is using the system authentication, that is a Windows authentication. And if it is integrated security is equal to false, then it requires the username and the password of SQL authentication. By default, we are using the Windows authentication for simplicity, but any SQL server, if you want to keep it as a secret and for the privacy reason, then keep some authentication, username and password for the SQL, and then give that username and password while providing this connection. Now these arguments, that from data source to this SSPI, these information, it is called as a connection string, and this connection string will be used further for performing operations on that particular database. Now which are the parameters? See, data source, it can be a local machine, it can be a domain name, or it can be having an IP address. Initial catalog, database name you have to provide. Integrated security, set to SSPI if it is using the Windows login, and if it is integrated security is equal to false, then we have to provide the user ID and the password. User ID is equal to name of the configured this username of the SQL server, and password means password of this SQL server. So this is about the parameters that required to make a connection object. One, data source, which deals with the name of the machine where we are connecting, name of the machine where the data is stored. That may be local machine, that may be remote machine. Initial catalog containing the database name. Integrated security, Windows authentication or the system SQL authentication. Windows authentication then set to SSPI or set to true. And if it is having SQL authentication, then set to false, and then provide username and the password. Okay, the next one, it is about some example. In example, there are two examples we will see. This is simple example. In this example, you can see SQL connection CNN. So one string has been taken, string connection string, SQL connection CNN. Now for that we have to this use a namespace as an SQL data client that we will see later. Okay, in this you can see we have to add using system.data.sql client. It is a compulsory that we have to import that package, and then we can perform these database operations. Okay, so see here SQL connection CNN. Now connection string, that is a string, is equal to this is a one simple way that you can store this connection string at the rate to define that it is a that particular type it is of connection string. Data source is equal to local db ms sql local db attached db file, just it gives a name of that particular full path of that particular database 1.mdf file. I will show it later that how exactly you can get this connection string data. This is very simple method to connect, and integrated security is SSPI. Okay, then CNN is equal to new SQL connection string. Now this is your connection string. This connection string passed to this object new connection string, and then write down CNN.open. Now CNN.open will open this connection, and just response.write. If it is opened successfully, then response.write connection open. This message will be printed on your browser. If there is some bug that you cannot find that data source, cannot find that database, and so on, if some error is there, then this line of syntax will give an error, parsing error, and this message will not be printed on your web browser. After that, close this one. Now this is very simple code. It has been written without any exception and the error handling. In next examples we will see that it should be written in a proper way with the try-catch statement, and we have to handle the error. This is a second example using system data.sql client. It is an important one. Then here in this SQL connection con is equal to new SQL connection. Now here you can see data source is equal to local, and initial catalog Northwind integrated security SSPI. That is the same example just we have seen. So this is for the creating a connection con. Then SQL data reader, here you can see this one. Okay, see this one, the last line of SQL data reader is equal to null. Now this data reader, it is for about reading the data. This object will be used. And next, in a try statement you can see con.open, it is used to open the connection, and SQL command, it is used to process this command. SQL command creates object cmd is equal to new SQL command. Write down the command that you want to execute. Select star from the customers. Now the customers is a table of that particular database, and comma con. Provide the connection string over here. Now the CMD we have to execute, so write down RDR, that is RDR, it is an object of this SQL data reader RDR. So write down RDR is equal to CMD dot execute reader. So it will execute that query. Now while RDR dot read is true, having some data, then it will be returned to the console. So this is a console program, C# program. So it will write line. It will write the content which is present within that table, customer table. Then finally at the end we have to close the connection, rdr.close in the finally statement. So it is a standard way that we should write it into the finally that and close the connection. If even con is not equal to null, then con dot it close. So it is used to closing the connection. Next point, that is about the closing a connection. So here method it is used as an SQL connection dot close, and you can see this is a method public override void close. It is used to close the connection. So this close method rolls back any pending transaction, and if then releases the connection pool, that you know about the connection pool. Connection pool, it is maintaining some data in the if there is a disconnected connection. So this is about the disclose and the dispose methods are somewhat performing the same functionality wise, it is the same one. Thank you.